Hello everyone, this is Fantasy-esque, and welcome back to Season 2 of Luminous Clan in ClanGen, the Warrior Cats clan-generated game. When we left off in the previous episode, we had 5 new apprentices. Our kittens aged up into adolescence, they got assigned their mentors, we sent them out on their first patrols, everyone was safe, it was very exciting, and we are going to be continuing on that path in this episode. Now, just a quick thing that I was thinking about. Oddpaw, yes, is being mentored by Reed Daisy, who is currently the mediator, and this is the first time we have had any of the youngsters assigned to a mediator. However, we should note that Oddpaw, when she becomes a warrior, is not going to stay as a mediator. Because of the way that I play, I consider the mediator role as an entrance into politics, and all of the, upper ranks of our clan, that has to do with politics. So a youngster isn't going to age up and immediately enter politics and become a mediator. That's typically reserved for the more experienced cats. So yes, she is training under the mediator, but when she becomes, when she has a naming ceremony, she is going to be made into a warrior. So that is something we should note with Oddpaw. So I wonder how that's going to influence her later in life, given that she has kind of an unconventional education to becoming a warrior. Very interesting. But okay, let us dive into events and see what happens this moon. Still no birth and death notices. With the heightened focus of the clan, 18 additional pieces of prey were gathered. Gracewipe takes a chance at the gathering to fawn over Chirp Clan's leader for everything from their apprentices' manners to the medicine cat's intelligence. Okay, Chirp Clan relations have improved. And guys, I was wondering why Lystar might have not assigned Orchid Kit to Gracewipe, and I think I know why. It's probably because he doesn't want Gracewipe to be distracted from being deputy, because if you think about it, in pretty much all the previous batches of apprentices we've had, he has always taken advantage of the mentoring skill that Gracewipe has, the experience she has, and he has always assigned her to an apprentice. But this time around, because she's deputy, which she wasn't in the past, I think he doesn't want her to get distracted by the youngsters because he wants her to be doing his work. I think that's why she wasn't given Orchid Kit, or any other apprentice. The joint pain Bubbling Gill was experiencing has abated. Let's dive into the medicine cat den real quick. Lystar still has his broken bone. Bubbling Gill was given Daisy as treatment for joint pain. The joint pain has abated. Dark Pounce was given Plantain as treatment for tick bites. Lystar was given Oak Leaves as treatment for broken bone. They'll be less likely to die. Plum Raven gathered cobwebs and oak leaves this moon. And because of how old Lystar is, I'm wondering if his next death is going to potentially take all his lives, or if he's going to be really lucky the way he has been so far and just lose like 1 life. I mean, I think he has 6 right now. He has lost, for the amount of incidents he has been involved in, for the amounts of injuries he's had and sicknesses, I'm actually very surprised that he has lost as long as he had. As long as he has, and I'm surprised that he has somehow retained 6 of his 9 lives. But okay, let us dive into relationships. Bubbling Gale asks Buttercup Dusk to watch his fresh kills so he can go to the dirt place. Bubbling Gale, wanting to help keep his clammets in shape, got them up for stretches, they didn't like it. Bubbling Gale reveals something to Plum Raven. Apparently Plum Raven can relate. Look at these two. Again, spending more time with each other than they used to in the past. Plum Raven was the one who, if I remember correctly, broke up with Bubbling Gale because she felt as though he was too focused on politics. And that was before, I think, Bubbling Gale, relearned his kindness and humility that he had in his youth. But ever since he retired, he's actually been trying to spend more time with Plum Raven. Maybe give her the attention that was missing when he was just a little bit, younger. Before, when he was new to politics. He was trying to give her the attention that was missing then. Dark Pounce and Orchid Paw talk about what they see in the clouds. Dark Pounce wants to be closer to Plum Raven, who, if I'm not mistaken, is her daughter? I think Dark Pounce, yeah, is Plum Raven's mother. Yes. I tend to forget, but yes, that is the case. Lystar is grossed out by something Cloudfur did. Lystar wants to be closer to Greyswipe. Look at this, guys, I'm telling you. He does not want Greyswipe to be distracted by the youngsters because he wants her to do his work. Dark Pounce points out that Slumber Roach's fresh kill has gone bad before she eats it. Before he eats it. A clanmate accuses Slumber Roach of copying one of Shadow Swirl's jokes. After the gathering, Greyswipe notices that Buttercup Dusk is making sure everyone got home. Both Greyswipe and Rowan Pelt enthusiastically congratulate another clanmate on something. Plum Raven is checking on Bonepaw. Bonepaw, yes. Plum Raven got a bunch of cats up for stretches. They weren't too happy about that. When Plum Raven and Orchid Paw realize they've been grooming their pelts the same way, they laugh about it. Slumber Roach compliments Reed Daisy's name. Reed Daisy hears Oddpaw purring during a nap. That's adorable, so mother and daughter and a mother and apprentice. Buttercup Dusk sees Bonepaw whispering suspiciously to a clanmate. Buttercup Dusk wishes that a clanmate liked him as much as they like Magpie Paw. Who is Buttercup Dusk mentoring? Lupine Paw. Okay, he's mentoring Lupine Paw. A big bug keeps buzzing around Stonespeck and Lystar. Burrowshine wasn't going to help a clanmate but realized that a Magpie Paw would do it in a heartbeat. Burrowshine can't stand listening to Buttercup Dusk's snoring in his nest. Okay, this is the first negative interaction she has had with him after she's been spending more and more time with Buttercup Dusk. I wonder if some of the fascination with Buttercup Dusk, some of his mystery is now kind of falling away and fading away as Burrowshine is spending more time with him and getting to know more about him. I wonder. Like these habits of his, like snoring. Rowan Pelt laughed at Lystar for making a mistake on a patrol. Rowan Pelt got a bunch of cats up for morning stretches. They didn't like it. Cloudfur saw Dark Pounce the other day but didn't get a chance to meow hello. And Dark Pounce is Cloudfur's grandmother. Shadow Swirl and Plum Raven know more about each other than anyone else. Okay, that is interesting to note. Very interesting to note. Lupine Paw has had a lot of good dreams about Orchid Paw lately. It's actually very cute. Oddpaw is telling Burrowshine something interesting about another clan. Orchid Paw is surprised by the hurtful things Buttercup Dusk can say in an argument. Okay. Bubbling Gale respects Magpie Paw's opinion despite disagreeing with it. And Bonepaw was sarcastic to Rowan Pelt at an inappropriate time. Bonepaw. Bonepaw. Okay, so that is all we have for events. I'm going to cut the recording here and we'll continue at the cat list. Okay, let's take a look at how everyone is doing. Nothing has changed in terms of loyalties. We still only have Reed Daisy and Dark Pounce loyal to Lystar. And I want to dive straight away into some mediation. So let's go ahead to get Buttercup Dusk and Stonespeck. Guys, give me kittens, please. Please give me kittens. And Buttercup Dusk has now started really seeing Stonespeck as family. Like, she is his everything at this point, which is very romantic. I don't think Buttercup Dusk would ever have imagined that he could find love and happiness this way since Crocus Fate died. So I'm actually really happy. I'm really happy. Okay, we have that. And let's see. Let's go through what everyone's doing for the day and try and keep an eye out on the experience for the youngsters. Actually, I'm very curious about their experience right now. So Oddpaw has 6 experience. Lupine Paw has 13. Orchid Paw has 7. Magpie Paw has 7. And Bone Paw has 8. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have 7, 7, 8, and a 6. Okay, it seems as though Oddpaw is the lowest of the batch And Lupine Paw, who is apprenticed to Buttercup Dusk, is currently the best of the batch. So his decision to send her with a different patrol was very beneficial to her. But then also the added experience of Buttercup Dusk, having already taught two prior apprentices, is definitely helping out Lupine Paw, and she's kind of zooming ahead of her siblings. So that is very, very fascinating. And Bone Paw, who was the other one in the patrol with Lupine Paw, Bone Paw and Lupine Paw actually went on the same patrol together. He is lagging behind Lupine Paw quite a bit. I mean, they all are, but he is like just ahead of his other siblings. That is so interesting. So very, very interesting. Okay. Lupine Paw, I'm keeping an eye on you, best of the batch. But let's go ahead and see what the different cats are doing for the day. Lyestar doesn't think twice before correcting a clanmate on something minor. Gracepipe is unsure of what the rest of the clan thinks of her as deputy. Okay. Plumraven keeps her patients distracted with silly games while she treats them. Reed Daisy is feeling frustrated after a failed negotiation. Oddpaw tries to do too much at once and defeatedly asks Lyestar for help. Aww. Oddpaw, I think, is trying to, one, learn whatever it is that Reed Daisy is trying to teach her, especially when it comes to politics. I mean, the lessons Oddpaw learns now might be helpful to her a lot later in life when she is ready to enter politics. But I think she's also seeing her siblings kind of rushing ahead of her in terms of experience, and she knows that she's going to join them as warriors when they get older, and she feels as though she's falling behind, so she's unable to concentrate fully on what Reed Daisy is trying to teach her, and she's trying to also do what the other mentors are doing with their apprentices, and she's getting overwhelmed. I think that's what's happening. Buttercup Dusk tries to set a good example for younger cats, and it's working with Lupine Paw Buttercup Dusk. It is working. Stone Speck is feeling restless. Burrowshine is sharing prey with Shadow Swirl. Rowan Pelt wants to get to know Cloudfur better. Cloudfur is worrying about asking Plumraven for help for something minor. Shadow Swirl is wondering what living with two legs must be like. Lupine Paw is hoping she finds an opportunity to slip back to her nest. Orchid Paw is busy chastising fellow apprentices, but no one is sure what for. Magpie Paw is batting at a beam of sunlight. Bone Paw practices some battle moves because he desperately wants to get ahead and catch up to the others. Or catch up to his sister, Lupine Paw. Dark Pounds helps to reinforce the nursery. Slumberroach whines about his nest being too rough. Bubbling Gale thinks elders should be allowed to patrol again. Dude, you had like 1 moon of actually chilling and relaxing, and then you're back to wanting to rush out to patrols. You need to calm down. You need to calm down, Bubbling Gale. And Lupine Paw, right. Yeah, I think she has been doing so well and training so much, she is kind of wanting to like take a break. She's so far ahead at this point, she wants to take a bit of a break from everyone else. Now, Bone Paw, who is mentoring you? Cloudfur. That is also interesting. That Buttercup Dusk, the one with the most experience, actually has the best of the batch. And his former apprentice, Cloudfur, following in his footsteps, has managed to like wrangle her apprentice to second place. That is very, very fascinating to me. Okay, well, I'm going to cut the recording here and we'll continue in patrols. Let us resume with our patrols. We are sending out, of course, Plumraven first of all. We currently have 123.6 prey and we need 40. With the snows of Leaf Bear nearly vanished, a new leaf winning its place in the seasonal cycle, Plumraven heads out to gather daisy leaves. Proceed. Daisies may seem like part of the everyday carpet of greenery, present everywhere from rocks to fields to nestled at the foot of trees, but that doesn't make their leaves any less useful. And there's some dandelion nearby. Perfect. Daisy and dandelion were gathered. Now let's see what the mentors decide this time around, and I feel like Oddpaw is probably very envious right now back in camp, and I think every time her siblings go out, she looks longingly at the kind of camp borders or the camp walls, and she waits for them to come back so they can tell her all the exciting things they got up to. Okay, we have... Oh, all of the apprentices, I'm scared. Whenever we've had all the apprentices together, scary things tend to happen. But this time around, apparently, all the mentors, probably seeing how successful Buttercup Dusk has been with Lupine Paw, they've all decided that all of their apprentices should go with Buttercup Dusk. Maybe they will learn from him what they can't learn from their own mentors. So I think that's what's happening here. But Buttercup Dusk, he's choosing to keep his apprentice Lupine Paw, who has been doing very well, close to him this time around. So this will be the first patrol that they're going on together. And then we have Grayswipe, the deputy, who's going on this patrol as well. Okay guys, let's see how they go. Bonepaw spies a fat rabbit on the other side of the Lai Clan border, a tempting opportunity to be sure, but it may not be wise to hunt on their allies' territory. I think Bonepaw, this makes sense for him because he is so desperate to catch up to Lupine Paw that, he's becoming overly eager, I think. Proceed. Bonepaw pounces without hesitation. He glances around, a rabbit hanging from their muzzle, but it seems there aren't any Lai Clan cats nearby. Bonepaw trots back over the border, their prize in tow and transgression unnoticed. Yeah, I think that's what drove him to do that, the desperation to catch up to Lupine Paw, his sister. A medium amount of prey is brought to camp, so that was actually really good. I think everyone would be very, very happy with the outcome of that. And then we have Shadow Swirl, Cloudfur, Ruin Pelt, Barrowshine, and Stone Speck going on a patrol together, and we currently have 166.8 prey. The patrol has a disagreement and looks to Stone Speck to settle the dispute. Okay, proceed. Stone Speck spends so much time listening sympathetically to every cat that the patrol gets nothing done, and as they return home, the quarrel continues. Okay, if Grayswipe was here, she might have put an end to it a lot faster, but poor Stone Speck, who is actually leading the patrol, yeah, she's too nice, I think. Is responsible one of her traits? I think so. And is it sneaky? I'm not entirely sure. I think it's responsible. But yeah, she feels responsible for every single cat, and she can't leave anyone's opinion kind of unnoticed. Oh, Stone Speck. Is that a trait? Yes, she is responsible. But it seems as though that is all we have managed to get done today. It was very fascinating for me to see the difference between the mentors and the apprentices, who's kind of shooting ahead, who's hanging back, and also I feel like in the previous times that Buttercup Dusk has been a mentor, he hasn't been the most experienced one among the cats. But now, a whole bunch of the other youngsters who are teaching, they're looking to Buttercup Dusk for guidance, and I think that's very interesting. Now, Reed Daisy has only had one apprentice beforehand, so yeah, Barrowshine was her former apprentice, so that's also cool. We have Buttercup Dusk and Cloudfur, so mentor and apprentice from the past, who are both mentoring together. And we also have Reed Daisy and Barrowshine, mentor and apprentice from the past, who are both mentoring together right now. But Reed Daisy has only had one former apprentice, and Buttercup Dusk has had two former apprentices. So he is now actually, from this batch of mentors, the most experienced one. So it's really fun to see everyone looking up to him, because I remember Buttercup Dusk being the one who's obviously looking to the older cats to figure out what's going on. So okay guys, with that said and done, I am going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.